6 airplanes that disappeared with people on board. 1. Flying Tiger Line, Flight 739, 1962. This prop liner was chartered by the U.S. military. It was transporting 96 soldiers from California to Vietnam. The plane vanished over the Mariana Trench. There were no distress calls or other communications. A crew of an oil tanker said they'd seen a strange flash in the sky. The search party was one of the most extensive ever. It involved 1,300 people, 48 aircraft, and 8 surface vessels. They covered roughly 144,000 square miles. Nothing was found, and the 107 people aboard were declared missing. 2. Flight 19, 1945. This incident gave rise to the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. Flight 19 was actually a group of 5 torpedo bombers. They were on a training flight over the Bermuda Triangle. The aircraft lost contact with the control tower. All 14 airmen were lost. A flying boat was sent to search for them. It disappeared without a trace, with 13 crew members on board. The official Navy report read cause unknown. No wreckage or bodies were ever recovered. 3. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, 2014. This is the most puzzling disappearance of the 21st century. The flight was en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. There were 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board. The plane successfully left Malaysian airspace. A minute later, its transponder cut off. All transmissions and communications ceased. The flight vanished somewhere above the South China Sea. There was no distress call, and the flying conditions were perfect. The region is heavily monitored by satellites. Nevertheless, MH370 somehow slipped under the radar. The mystery of its disappearance remains unsolved. 4. British South American Airways Star Tiger, 1948. On January 30th, Star Tiger took off from the Azores archipelago. The aircraft flew behind a lookout plane, which monitored weather. The lookout successfully landed, but Star Tiger was nowhere to be seen. Rescue crews searched without luck. All 25 passengers and 6 crew members were never heard from again. The investigators' report read, "It may be said that no more baffling problem has ever been presented. Not a single piece of the missing plane has turned up." 5. Canadian Pacific Airlines DC-4, 1951. On July 21st, a Canadian DC-4 departed Vancouver. It was scheduled to fly to Tokyo on a UN mission. The plane was due to stop over at Anchorage, Alaska. 90 minutes out of Anchorage, the plane reported it was on schedule. It was ever heard from again. The U.S. Air Force and Royal Canadian Air Force carried out an extensive search. For 2 months, they combed every inch of the flight path, but no trace of the aircraft or its 37 occupants was ever found. 6. Fawcett, Peru, Boeing 727, 1990. This was not a passenger flight. The airliner was flying from Malta to Peru. There were 16 people on board, all of them airline employees. The 727 made several scheduled stops to refuel. The last one was in Iceland, where it refueled and took off, but it never arrived at the next stop. For some reason, the plane sent out a low fuel distress signal. It was never heard from again. No traces of the airliner or its occupants were ever found.